This is week 7 homework integers. We're going to go through an example of each type of problem. First, we need to plot -2, 9, and 4 on the number line. So we know anything to the right of 0 is a positive number, or the integers are the lines. Anything to the left is a negative. So when I'm plotting -2, I got to start at 0, and I need to count over. There's where -2 is, and we want to put it right on the line. Be careful when you get to a number like -9. When we find -10, this is -9. That's not -9. -9 is closer to 0. So that's one spot you need to be careful of. 4 is 1 less than 5. 9 is 1 less than 10. Okay, next. On the number line below, plot -3, and then the opposite of -3. Okay, so -3 is here, -1, 2, 3. And the opposite of -3 is the same number that is that far from 0. So that's that far from 0. So I come over here, that far from 0. And the answer to the opposite of -3 is actually +3, which we can write with that. You don't need a plus sign. We just know it's positive. Okay, next, we're going to use those symbols to compare the following numbers, -8 or -12. Okay, I want to look over at my number line here to help me with this. On my number line, the farther to the right is always bigger. The farther to the left is always smaller. Always. Okay? I like using a vertical number line like this. So the higher it is, the bigger it is. The lower it is, the smaller it is. You could go vertical or horizontal. I'm going to use the vertical number line. So I have -8, which is here, and -12, which is here. So -8's bigger. Always eat the bigger one. The next one, 5 and 3. 3 is here, 5 is here. 5's bigger. Next, -6 or +6. Well, positive is always going to be bigger, right? So I don't even have to go to a number line for that one. Okay, there's your answers for number 3. Number 4. Plot -1 and -2 on the number line below, then answer the questions. Okay, so here's 0. So there's -1, and there's -2. I'm going to go ahead and label them above. Choose the correct location or statement. -1 is located to the left of -2. No, it's not. -1 is located to the right of -2. So because it's to the right, this way is bigger. This way is smaller. So -1 is bigger than -2. Or on a vertical number line, -1, -2, -1 is higher. Okay, 5. Find the distance between point A and B on the number line below. Remember, count the spaces. Don't count the lines. So there's 1, 2. I've gone 2 spots to get to 0. And now I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get to 7. So 2 plus 7, or if I just count them all at 1, 9. -2 and +7 are 9 away from each other. All right, that's 1 through 5. Number 6, fill in the blanks below. The temperature was 89 degrees above 0. 89 above, so it's +89. And we don't even have to put the plus, just 89. Diane lost $65 from her pocketbook, so -$65. That's using integers. That was Monday's lesson. Now let's go to Tuesday's lesson. Lena is riding in a bike race that goes through a valley and nearby mountain range. The table below gives the altitudes in feet above sea level for the 5 checkpoints in the race. Okay, so checkpoint 1 is really high. Checkpoint 2 is down low, below sea level. 3 back above, 4 down below, 5 back right at sea level. It's a tough race. Which checkpoint is the farthest below sea level? So the biggest negative. Here's my 2 negatives. The bigger negative is negative, or the farther below is 190. 123 is actually up higher, so this is checkpoint 4. Next, which checkpoint is the farthest above sea level? So which is the highest? My biggest number. My biggest number is checkpoint 1, 2,427. That's my largest positive. Okay. Next one's probably the hardest one. The table below gives the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit of 5 cities at 6 a.m. on the same day. Use the table to answer the question. So city A, really cold. City B, pretty cold. City C, super cold. City D, pretty cold. City E, the warmest. Compare the temperatures of city A to D. Okay, so A is -16, D is -9. Which is greater? Well, if I look at this, -16 is down here, -9 is up here. -9 is greater. -9 is actually warmer. Okay, what is the meaning of the inequality? Well, that city A is less than city B. City A is colder than city B. That's a colder temperature than that. Okay, the next one, compare the temperatures of city B and C. 28 degrees, -35. 28 is way hotter than -35. We reach 28 all the time in Indiana. We rarely ever reach -35. I don't know if we have. What is the meaning of the inequality below? This is city B, and that's city C. City B was warmer, way warmer at 6 a.m. Okay, so we got to understand what those numbers are telling us. Okay, moving on, question 9 on the homework. Find each of the numbers below, simplify your answer as much as possible. The opposite of -2. Okay, so the opposite of -2 is equal distance apart on the positive. So that would be +2. The opposite of 9, equal distance on the negative side, -9. Okay, now read this. The opposite of the opposite. So we're flipping it and then flipping it again. So the opposite of -4 is +4, and then the opposite of that again is -4. So opposite of the opposite stays the same, because we're doubling it. It's like saying turn around and then turn around again. We're back to the start. Okay, now we're going to do absolute value. The absolute value of -5 tells us how far away -5 is to 0. It's 5 places away. How far is 14 from 0? It's 14 places away. That's how absolute value works. It's always going to be positive. Okay, find all the numbers whose absolute value is 8. So all the numbers over on my number line here that are 8 away from 0. Well, +8 is 8 away from 0. So is -8. Both those numbers are 8 away from 0. So my answer to that is both +8 and -8. They both have an absolute value of 8. Okay, that's your homework this week. Good luck.